Previously on Tales of the Vail. My bulldog talked. His collar glowed. Power surges were more than they seemed. Me, I just wanted to finish the latest DLC and enjoy my espresso.
Too late for that now, isn't it, love?
This is Tales of the Vail. Episode 2, Microwaved Oatmeal and the End of the World.
It's amazing how fast your worldview can unravel. 1 minute, you're debugging firmware. The next, your dog's quoting British spy films and chatting about ancient orders. But somehow, it's supposed to be just another Thursday. My logical brain probably should have demanded proof. Maybe filmed it for evidence. I should have done anything other than what I actually did, which was make tea. Because apparently that's my coping mechanism for the apocalypse. Or, Thursdays and talking bulldogs. The kettle hissed. Archie waited patiently beside it, like this was just a normal morning. Like I hadn't just watched a collar lift itself off the wall like it had somewhere to be the night before. All right, Archie. No more riddles. You're going to explain everything, clearly, and preferably without triggering another existential crisis before my first coffee.
Right. Tea first, then chaos.
I poured tea for him into a wide porcelain cup with a paw print on the side, a souvenir from a charity dog walk he'd once reluctantly attended. Coffee for me went into my trusty Science Expo mug from 2001, appropriate.
So, the Order of the Vail, not a myth, not a bedtime story for particularly brave pups. Think magical VPN layered over reality. Only certain eyes see it, and certain paws guard it.
And yours are among them? Do secret societies recruit by breed now? Because I've seen some fluffy candidates who look suspiciously like they'd just nap through a global conspiracy.
Wouldn't be the weirdest recruitment policy I've seen. Trust me. But no. Some creatures, mostly animal, a rare few human, are born attuned to it. We sense its whispers, guard its balance.
Guard it from what, exactly? What happens if this balance goes wobbly?
From those who'd use it to rewrite the rules. Not all change is progress.
You sound like my last project manager, only with more gravitas and less demand for TPS reports.
Pfft. Difference is, I know where the bodies are buried. Metaphorically, mostly. And I never asked for a TPS report in my life.
He continued. Not the whole story, of course. Annoyingly vague on the good bits, like the kind of hacker who'd rather be tortured than reveal a password. But enough for me to get the gist. The Vail was real. Not just simply a word I'd gotten used to using for the weird, misty thing I sometimes saw when working on my tech. No, it was an actual hidden layer of reality, overlaid on ours like complex, translucent code. A concept I was now forced to accept from a bulldog lecturing me about magical secret orders like it was a TED Talk on subnetting. My dog, talking, with a British accent. Still processing that.
The Order wasn't just magical, you see. It was logical, calculated. There were systems, rules, balance, until someone shattered them. A catastrophic breach.
He paused there, slowly stirring his tea with his paw. didn't elaborate. You know, for a dog who just flipped my entire sense of reality on its head, you're awfully calm about it.
Someone has to be, and it's certainly not going to be the human who mistook a Vail rupture for a Wi-Fi outage, though I admit the drama of it all was rather interesting to watch.
Touché. So glad I could entertain you. I smiled a little, thankful he seemed to be keeping things light. But his eyes, those surprisingly soulful, deep-set eyes, flicked toward the hallway, toward the collar, still glowing faintly from the night before. After breakfast, during which Archie, apparently reveling in the fact that he no longer had to hide his speaking abilities, critiqued my kibble selection like he was Gordon Ramsay in a fur coat. This is seriously going to take some getting used to. I went to fix my smartwatch. It had crashed last night during the incident. Except it hadn't. My smartwatch, stone dead moments ago, lit up like a circuit board rave, pulsing in time with my heartbeat. Symbols I didn't recognize shimmered across the display, one after another. Glyphs flickered, danced, rearranged themselves in deliberate mechanical spirals, almost like blooming flowers, forward and reversed. And then the room shuddered, not physically, but in my vision, like someone peeled reality back an inch and let the cold in. My breath caught, my skin buzzed, static tickled the edges of my vision. Something inside me whispered, "Finally."
You're seeing it now, aren't you?
I jumped. I hadn't heard him come in. Seen what?
The spark. Your spark. You've always had it. I could sense it on you the first week we met. Hidden, dormant, but not gone. Even then, the circuits around you twitched, and the old glyphs stirred when you passed. I thought, maybe, just maybe, we had a chance after all.
You mean all my oddities, my tech tinkering, my weird broken dreams? The way I always felt there was a hidden layer to things that wasn't just me being me. I'm not just quirky.
You're not quirky, Aerin. Or rather, you're not just quirky. You're Vail-born, descendant of the Dragonian line, a builder, not just a debugger.
Vail-born? Dragonian? You've been holding out on me, Snoremaster. That's a lot to unpack before lunch.
Ha. Didn't want to drop the D word too soon. Tends to cause spontaneous fainting. Or, excessive doctored tea consumption.
That stopped me. You could smell destiny on me? What? A magical aura?
I can smell a lot of things on you. Destiny, burnt circuits, that time you tried to microwave oatmeal in a mug.
Once. That happened once.
The point is, there's something in your bloodline, the Dragonian line, not just old magic, architect magic, foundational stuff. Think of the Vail like a network. Your ancestors helped lay the cables. You can connect to it.
He sat down, giving me that annoyingly calm, all-knowing look a retired professor would give while waiting for his student to finally catch up. I tried to play it cool, maintain a poker face, like I totally had everything under control and the microwave incident was merely a Phase 1 diagnostic. Meanwhile, my brain was doing a frantic system reboot trying to integrate magic is real with my ancestors built it. The irony was not lost on me.
So, I'm some kind of magical tech savant, and I've been surfing on their legacy code all this time without knowing it. And you're the cybersecurity officer?
The Order is a bit more than that, but don't worry about it for now. Think of yourself as a system reboot for an ancient network. With a very necessary personality upgrade, you've been rerouting static into signal by instinct. Now, we simply guide that instinct.
I started rubbing my temples. Perfect. A chosen one with caffeine dependency and a knack for crashing power grids.
You'll be brilliant, Aerin, or at least extraordinarily entertaining for my retirement stories.
Just as I was about to ask more about the shattering, that ominous event Archie kept hinting at with all the subtlety of a ticking time bomb, there was a sound, a faint scratching at the door. Not a knock, more like a soft, persistent scrape. We both froze.
Stay here.
He padded toward the door, sniffed once, then again, more sharply. His entire stance shifted, tense, like a wire pulled too tight. He didn't look back when he spoke.
Well, that complicates things. Significantly.
I got to my feet.
Archie, what is it?
If he's crossed over, then the Vail is thinning faster than I feared. And we're not ready for what follows him. Not yet.
Ignoring his earlier instructions, I moved in to stand beside him. Whatever was out there had him truly rattled, and that wasn't easy to do. My Archie was the epitome of a tough old bulldog. Indomitable. But now... He glanced back at me, and then I caught a glimpse of something new in his eyes. Not just age or wisdom, but like he could see 10 steps beyond this moment and was already preparing for a hurricane on the horizon. The fire I'd only just glimpsed flickered, flaring to life, serious and resolute. Still without a word, he stood up on his back legs and nudged the door handle. Yes, he can do that. Then eased it open. There, sitting squarely on the doormat like he'd RSVP'd to game night and we were late opening the door, was a kitten. Pure white, but with one paw shimmering metallic, jointed with delicate, almost invisible runes, and a tail flicking with just a hint of feline disdain. He looked up at me like I was the one interrupting his evening. His eyes, they weren't normal, not wrong, but encoded. They pulsed like data streams, glowing a soft, electric silver blue. He blinked, deliberate, measured. There was something ancient in that gaze, something powerful watching back. I didn't know it yet, but that moment, this little smudge of fur and attitude with circuitry in his veins, was the true beginning. Everything I thought I was beginning to understand, it just got overwritten. Archie, who is he?
His name is Byron. He's more important than he looks.
The kitten padded forward, slow and deliberate, and brushed against my leg like we'd done this 1,000 times. He was so small, just a little flicker of fur and mystery wrapped in moonlight. I bent down, scooped him up, light as a feather, warm as a spark. He purred, loudly, like a tiny engine revving up something far bigger than I understood. Byron, huh? You're just a little paradox, aren't you? I probably should have been worried, but I couldn't help myself. He was just such a little fluff ball, somehow reminding me of a single bit of code. I I smiled to myself. I think I'll call you Bite. He didn't flinch, didn't mew, just stared up into my eyes like he'd been waiting a very long time to see me again. And though we'd never met, he recognized me, like he had been looking for me.
And so it begins. Again.
I didn't know who or what Bite really was, only that this wasn't just a lost kitten on my doorstep. It was a sign, a tectonic shift, and destiny, apparently, it purrs.
Dracot has awakened, and the little one, a delightful surprise.
So now we've got a bulldog with secrets, a glowing kitten with mechanical parts, and a one-time microwave mishap that will apparently follow me around forever. Sure, why not? I thought today was just going to be repairing my circuits and maybe figuring out how to make breakfast in the microwave without setting off another cosmic power outage. But the Vail? It's lifting fast, and somehow, I think we just invited chaos to dinner. Thanks for walking the line between magic and mystery with us tonight. If you like the story, be sure to subscribe, comment, or just send a note with feedback. Or better yet, send snacks for Bite. He's apparently powered by quantum tuna and small acts of rebellion.
And he bites wires. Don't say I didn't warn you. The oatmeal was truly dreadful, by the way. So send tea and biscuits too, won't you now?
You're really never going to let me live that down, are you, Archie? New episodes drop every week. Until then, stay curious, stay weird, love on your four-legged fur friends.
You never know which might be there to help guard the balance.
And remember, every good mystery
Starts with something that shouldn't glow.